Welcome to Shoestring Digital Western Australia, a capability program delivered by the Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development that offers a step-by-step approach to business digitalisation. Our goal is simple. We want to help Western Australian businesses become more productive, resilient and sustainable. Through collaboration and partnerships with educational institutions, industry and other government agencies, we're driving real change for Western Australian businesses.
Patrick Walsh, Executive Chairman, Ryan's Quality Meats. Our main products are our award-winning Stirling Ranges beef, Franklin River free-range pork, and the other proteins that come usually from a processor such as ourselves, lamb, chicken and the like. Our main customers tend to be food service. We do wholesale and other retail, and we do some joint ventures with other companies for packaged product. Well, Ryan saw the Shoestring project as an opportunity to improve our productivity. So we looked at a number of options that we could use digital type technologies within the business, which was quite new for Ryan. So we were a traditional meat processor, and it was sort of pushing the envelope a little bit more on the high volume production scale. We have all the IT things that most organisations would have, but we don't use digital as part of our production process. We have an ERP type system, but it wasn't linked to anything we did from a production point of view other than sort of inventory control, labelling, weighing and producing product in a conventional sense. We looked at overproduction as a waste, and we may have a specification that requires 50 units of a particular, in our instance, pork belly specification, but we don't know in the line when we've actually got to 50. We have a number of pigs coming through the line on an hourly basis, and we really want to stop doing this specific cut once we've completed 50. So we brought the Shoestring project in to actually count the number of pigs that came through into the room, and once we'd done 50 of the particular specification, we knew that was time to finish that spec and then move on to the next spec. So what we did was we incorporated a mechanism for counting each pig as it came into the room with a simple counter that was linked up to the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi would count the number of pigs that we came in to do the cutting of. Once we hit 50 of that specification, it would go onto our cut plan, which was illustrated on a TV screen in the workroom. And as soon as we hit 50, the spec would change. The people doing the product knew that that was the last one to do with that particular spec, and they would change over to the new spec. The programming for the Raspberry Pi, which is a simple CPU. Crystal, the lady that we had involved in the project, she'd done no programming at all before, but she understood the concept of numbers and production and coding and the things that we do normally. But she was able to pick up very, very quickly, with the help of the Shoestring people, how the actual program was sent to us from Shoestring complete, and any upgrades or any additions to it or tweaks she could actually do herself. So because we did everything on Teams and it was all very interactive, we had the total support of the people that would program the product, that would supply the hardware, etc. So it was a great learning curve for her, and now when we look at another project, she'll be heavily involved in that. Well, one of the big advantages we found with Shoestring is that, as I said earlier, it brought people in that had nothing to do with digital and hadn't even thought about production in terms of any digital applications. So we had people that were used to being screen operators actually helping to program the Raspberry Pi to go from counting the product to interfacing with the cut plan to going onto the TV screen to working out when we were finished with that particular product. We had people from supervisors on the shop floor, people screen operators on the shop floor actually getting involved and very excited about the improvements that we could make. It's been an opportunity for us to think more laterally. So now, instead of trying to think about a solution in-house with either a butchering operation or a movement of people around the place, we're now thinking outside the box as to how we can actually implement something that's technology-based that could give us the same outcomes. Well, for Ryan's personally, we are looking at another Shoestring project already, so we're obviously a fan of it. But anybody coming into it, it's the fear of not understanding something just totally dissipates, because it's well supported, The process they use for actually picking a project in the first place and problem solving is a very well structured process, and it's very logical in its approach. So it demystifies a lot of things. So anybody thinking about a shoestring project, no matter what industry you're in, the problems tend to be the same, and it's very easy and adaptable, and I'd have no hesitation in recommending people to have a crack at it, and they'll probably be surprised with the involvement they get of their people and the output they get from the product itself. One of the biggest challenges when people bring in technical solutions is they never deliver what they say they're going to deliver. They're often hard to implement, and people don't understand exactly what they're trying to get to. I mentioned before about the shoestring process of defining what you really need to solve a problem. Often simple solutions are the key. With this product, it actually solved the problem that we had specifically by using some very off-the-shelf items, a low-tech solution with a little bit of programming and a lot of support.
Join us on the innovation and success path with Shoestring Digital, where practical solutions meet real results. Shoestring Digital, together empowering businesses and transforming industries.